The heavyweight division currently has no top boxers that are primarily infighters. And I think this trend will get worse and worse the longer boxing goes on. So first off, what's my standard for calling someone an infighter? I would say an infighter is someone whose fighting style is based on them constantly coming forward and fighting on the inside. Today, if you look at the top heavyweights of the division, all of them use an outboxing style of some sort. We have Usyk, where even though he's shorter than most people he fights, he still manages to impressively outbox them from the outside. We have Fury, who they dropped from first place from the boxing rankings. Serves him right. But yeah, his entire style is to throw some awkward shots with his 85-inch reach at you and then clinch. It's true that he changed his boxing style for the second and third Wilder fights, but the exception does not disprove the rule. And against non-Wilder opponents, Fury relies on his outboxing skills to pick his opponents apart. Wilder's style is to basically keep you away with his long reach, and then once his jab pisses you off enough, he closes the show with his cross. Joshua just boxes from the outside now with his 80-inch reach. Yeah, he's pretty boring. He used to use a more inside fighting style up until Andy Ruiz demolished him in their first fight. But even then, I would still describe him as at least 75% outboxer. Maybe the few exceptions to this rule are Andy Ruiz and Joe Joyce. But Andy Ruiz, I would describe him as more of a mid-range counterpuncher than a true infighter. But Joe Joyce? Yeah, he fits the description of always coming forward, but I think he relies more on his jab than getting up close and personal. The only true infighters I would say are Derek Chisora and Dillian Whyte. But Derek Chisora, he's not a very successful heavyweight anyway. He's going on like 13 defeats now. Dillian Whyte is a pretty solid fighter, but he comes up short against the best like Tyson Fury. And actually, Dillian Whyte's fight with Tyson Fury is a perfect example to illustrate my next point. Heavyweights today are getting so heavy that they can't afford to be infighters anymore. So being a heavyweight, obviously that means you're gonna be heavy. And being heavy makes you walk around slow. Once you reach a certain point of heaviness, you walk around too slow to catch up to people. This means any tall person with decent enough footwork to stand out of your range will jab you to oblivion. So this is pretty clear in the Fury vs. Whyte fight. From the first round, Fury abuses his reach advantage and runs around the ring. Whyte, weighing in at 253 pounds, struggles to catch up to Fury, and he's desperately throwing wild shots that land nowhere. When he occasionally manages to get close, Fury just clinches him. So Whyte starts going for Fury's body, which is not a bad idea. I mean, I can't think of anything better Whyte could have done. But the headshots Whyte is taking versus the occasional body shots Fury is taking aren't comparable. And Fury easily deals more damage to Whyte and wins basically every round. As the fight goes on, Whyte's predictable focus on Fury's body left him vulnerable for a well-timed uppercut from Fury, which closes out the night for good. So as we can see, Whyte was way too slow to catch up with Fury to work on the inside. When he does occasionally manage to get on the inside, he usually eats like 3 or 4 punches to do so, and even after all that hard work, he just gets clinched. So why does this matter, you might be wondering? All this shows is that Fury can beat up Whyte. That doesn't mean all heavyweight outboxers beat infighters, right? Actually, I think it does. Any tall heavyweight who follows the same basic rules as Fury can easily dominate shorter heavyweights by pecking them to death with jabs from a distance. So even though it's certainly possible to be a successful infighter heavyweight, I think as nutrition improves and big men get bigger, it's going to be increasingly hard for them to win the title. Short heavyweights will just become too slow to do anything. Overall, I think the most successful heavyweights in the future are going to resemble Tyson Fury in terms of boxing style. But what do you guys think? Do you believe the infighter heavyweight has a future in this sport? Can Ngannou take out Tyson Fury despite the 5-inch height disadvantage? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching. Until next time, this is Jake signing off. Peace.